Alright, hey guys, Kitsugi here, welcome back. Pokemon Presents. This was fucking great.
It's
Um,
good stuff, yeah.
Last year was a shit show, and this year turns out to be like every one of my dreams realized. So, just want to say that before we started. You know a lot about what's in here, eh, Matt? By the way, joined by Matt. This is going to be very
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Should we just get right into it then?
Yeah, totally.
Alright, so they start off with like a 5-minute video going through like the history of Pokemon as a franchise, not just the games. I was hyper nostalgic for this. A lot of these things I owned as a kid. I still own a lot of these things even now. And there's a lot of these things I'd probably go out and buy again if I saw them like at the the hobby shop or something. I liked it. I felt like it was a pretty good love letter to fans, even though they don't know how to make a mainline series game to save their fucking life.
It was alright. I mean, there was stuff I didn't know about.
I mean, there's a few things I didn't know, but you have to also remember, this is for every region Pokemon fan, not just North America, not just Japan, not just Europe. So there's, like, things from regions that we didn't get, but they would have, and then vice versa.
What did we get that they didn't?
Mainly just the Pokégo stuff. Japan doesn't really do as much into Pokégo as we do. They do have it, and they do play a lot, but, like, the Go Fest is an American thing, right? So in Japan, they have smaller events spaced out more, but we have one big event a year. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just kind of stuff like that. Pokemon Dash, I think, was also an exclusive here.
that was. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Either way, so we start off with that, and then he talks about Pokemon as a franchise. He's like, cool, haha. And we go to Mr. Young Guy, Takato Utsunomiya. And he shows off, I think this is the final launch trailer for Pokemon Snap. New Pokemon Snap, specifically. Looks great. I'll say that right now. It looks really pretty. It's not Game Freak that's making it, so it actually looks like good. It looks good. It's not the wild area bullshit in Sword of Shield. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Pokemon are individually animated. They all have, like, special, like, patterns and actual Pokedex entries and emotions and stuff like that. Different reactions to everything. I already have this pre-ordered. I'm grabbing this. I don't know if you are.
Yeah, who's making this? Tal? No, who's making this?
Uh,
Tal's making this?
I believe so.
Oh, Bandai Namco. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they made the original, though, eh? Didn't they?
Yeah, Hal did, yeah, but Bandai Namco's making this, I guess.
Yeah.
Main spearhead. Cool.
I mean, that's cool. I like it.
Yeah,
I played the original as a kid, so this is really cool to see. And it's even cooler now that it's going to let us, like, direct post these to, like, Twitter, and then we can download it from Twitter and print out if we wanted. Because apparently in the US, we didn't have this, at least I didn't have this where I grew up. You could take your N64 cart for Pokemon Snap with your pictures on it, bring it to Blockbuster, and they'll print the fucking pictures for you on a sticker sheet. So
That's crazy.
I saw that and I was like, what? And I looked into it, and that was a thing you could do in the US, depending on what state you were in. And I was, oh my god, that's so cool. But unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for other reasons, but unfortunately for this very reason, I'm in Canada, so we didn't have that. At least not where I'm at. After that, they say there's a Gigantamax Pikachu Raid that's going on. Cool. It's more events for Sword and Shield, which is whatever. I'll farm it to get a shiny, and then that's about it. Actually, I don't think I need to. I think I finished my... I'm trying to get one of every Pokemon shiny, in Pokemon Home specifically. So that way, going forward, any new Pokemon, if it has a shiny, I just get it shiny, put it in Home. And then I'll have a full Pokedex forever of a shiny. I don't know, it's a little side project I've been working on for a few months now, going on a year soon. Well, not soon. Pokemon Home didn't come out till not that long ago. Then they announced you're getting a bunch of Golden Acorns and Pokemon Cafe Mix, a dying game on the Switch, and the mobile... It's okay, it's fun, but I feel like the premium currency is the problem with it. Very much, like, depends on you spending money. And I think these Acorns are going to be pretty cool for that, because, hey, you just don't need to spend money, that they're giving it to you. They mentioned Pokemon Go having a Kanto event. This was already known, it's not a surprise. So, they're just mentioning it for people who might not have known about it. You can raid all the Kanto legendaries, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Mewtwo. Then you can get... Shiny Mew was for the event that passed already. So if you didn't do that, you missed out. Haha, sucks to be you. And then I go to Pokemon Master Sex. You can get Leon from Sword and Shield as a unit with his Charizard. Whatever. It's a garbage game that I have downloaded just to waste time in the middle of the night when I can't sleep.
Yeah.
This is a lot more, I feel like, a lot more territory that I'm familiar with, because you don't do mobile gacha shit and whatnot. So...
not at all, no.
Yeah, so I don't think you give a shit about any of this stuff, which is generally, probably the general consensus for a lot of it. Because even me, who's someone who's avid gacha player, I don't give a fuck. And then they just get right into it.
I know.
The next thing they unveil is the fucking Gen 4 remakes, and I've been saying for months, I've been dreading this, but also looking forward to it. Gen 4 is, like, not my first generation. I will throw that out there right now, because a lot of people think it's my first gen, because of how much I talk about it. My first gen, I did start with Yellow, and I moved up the list like most people would have, but Gen 4 was the first gen I took so seriously, and really fell in love with the franchise. I remember, being able to play Pearl on like the bus going between towns when we were just traveling to visit family. Pearl was a big part of it, and I remember waiting in line, convincing my mom to let me go pick up Platinum before school. It came out on a school day, on a Friday, and I was able to go and get it before school and then play it after school. Like, that's how important these games were to me. Never mind the fact that Heart Gold and Soul Silver are also masterpieces, which are considered part of Gen 4, but not specifically Sinnoh.
Yeah.
So, Gen 4 in general, it means a lot to me. So I've been really dreading these because Heart Gold and Soul Silver were the Gen 2 remakes. They were really good. Fire Red, Leaf Green, Gen 1 remakes, really good. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are also Gen 1 remakes. And I thought, personally, this is my opinion, I thought they were great. Let's Go... It took a different turn on what it means to remake a game. And instead of delving into, let's go and make this the next mainline Pokemon game, which everyone's like battling in and make it competitive for the championship scene, they focused on like the childhood whimsy of it. Like what it meant to fall in love with Pokemon as a game. And I really liked that. Unfortunately, it doesn't have much replayability, I find. Once you've beaten through it once, there's not really much post-game to go through. And then that's about it. You've beaten the game, you can farm shinies out of it. There's nothing more past that. So, if you haven't played it, definitely pick it up to play it. But if you have, then you probably know what I mean by this. It's not bad. It's just not what you'd expect from a mainline game. It feels more like a spin-off of a mainline. So, but then we get to Gen 3 remakes. ORAS, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I do not like most 3D Pokemon. I know Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon are apparently really good. They have their own unique thing going on. I haven't played them yet. That's going to be a stream thing that I'm doing. Right now we're going through Pokemon Crystal. But ORAS was kind of like the final nail in the coffin for me after I was kind of, not disappointed with X and Y, but I was kind of like on the fence of whether I liked it or not. They chopped so much out of Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire, and they just, like, there's no post-game. They got rid of a lot of features that I'm very much blanking on because I didn't play a lot of Gen 3. I played through Emerald and Sapphire, and then that was it.
Do they have berry mixing contests?
No, they do have contests, but they don't have berry mixing. There's no battle tower, there's no islands, it's just you beat the game and you're done. And I thought that was so lame. I was like, there's so much to do in the original, and then you have this and it's garbage. So I was really dreading the Gen 4 remake. Because Gen 3 kind of got like a stick shoved up its ass and was served to us like that.
I was worried too, they're going to massacre our poor boy.
But they gave it to a different company. Which, if we talk about this other company right now, they I don't think have developed a single game on their own. They've been supporting devs for a long time, and their track record's pretty good. Like, the games that they supported and helped make, have been pretty notable games. I pulled up the list here, so like, one that I know you really love would be Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, which I was surprised to see there.
I don't know about love. It's a pretty good one. Ninja Storm 4 is a pretty safe one too.
That's another really good one. I do like that. Yakuza 0's plenty fun, but a lot of people turned it down because they didn't know what Yakuza was at the time. Unfortunately, I feel like a lot more people are revisiting Yakuza as a franchise because it's growing, but that's a talk for a different video. The biggest one on this list is it's obviously Nier Automata, which is pretty cool for them to have been able to work on that, as well as Code Vein's another big one, but not as big as any of the others.
Yeah, it's all right, but they make. I don't know if they had Godzilla's obviously the worst one of the lot. I don't know what they did there.
But it looks like what they did here was kind of the same thing that I forget what the dev team is. The same thing that Marvelous did, I believe. Yeah, Marvelous did for Story of Seasons, which is, if you don't know, the Harvest Moon original developers. The new Harvest Moon games that are coming out that are titled Harvest Moon are not Harvest Moon. They're a company that managed to win a legal battle to claim the name, even though the original devs have been working on it forever. So if you love old Harvest Moon and wonder why the new ones are shit, it's because the new ones are called Story of Seasons now, and those are what you should be picking up instead. So, what they did in the Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town, which is a remake of the Game Boy Advance one, was they tried not to change too much, but make it like a 3D faithful recreation of what it would be like to play that game in 3D. And I think that's exactly what it needed. They stepped away from, like, advancing the franchise and going big or going home, because clearly Sword and Shield went home. Sword and Shield, like, brought one or two cool things. The story was ass, the setting was okay, the graphics looked like potatoes at times, and the game still chugs in the wild area. And they decided, they were like, no, we're making Gen 4 games. People want to play what they played before, but they want to play it again in a newer setting. They want it to look better. And that's exactly what we got. They just turned the original game into 3D. And instead of veering towards the more realistic aspect that I know Sword and Shield is trying to hit off of, like, if the world really had Pokemon in it, it'd be kind of like this. They went full on the cartoon, you know? And I think that's exactly what it needed.
Yeah, the only problem I have, I just think it's just a difference in how we have perspective. It looks like Mega Man Power Up or Harvest Moon Paradise Valley, I think the PSP one. It looks like it'd be on PSP. That's not the worst thing in the world.
I don't agree exactly. Like, I get where you're coming from, but I think it looks better than anything the PSP can handle. Like, it looks polished in its cute little style. We still have a few.
Pokemon look better.
We still have a few months before it comes out, so we might get a little more details on the little chibi guys, but I don't think it needs it. I think it's fine where it's at. It looks really good. I'm super excited to buy these. I'm going to do the classic, Nintendo fanboy thing of just buying both but playing one.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, the big reason is because I want both anyway, but I'm going to let one of my roommates use it so that way they don't have to buy it.
Hey, this actually this solves our problem, because we were just trying to figure out, we got to figure out how to do DS Wi-Fi connection.
Oh, now we don't have to do that.
Yeah, we could do this. Yeah, good stuff.
That's fun. I'm excited for that. That's going to be fun. We've been talking about playing against each other in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Yeah. So we'll just... I'm doing Shining Pearl, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine. I could do Diamond. That's fine. I like Diamond.
Okay, good. Pearl's better, though.
I don't know. I generally don't know.
This is releasing this year, and it's our yearly release. I'm super excited for this. I'm stupidly excited for this. Game Freak's not going to fuck it up with its bullshit. It looks like what I thought 3D Pokemon was going to be when they announced X and Y would be the first 3D Pokemon. And it just reminds me exactly of the feelings and sentiments I had playing Gen 4 when Gen 4 came out. So I'm happy. I'm really happy with this. This is great.
I just think it's a very very, very safe remake. That's
good. Why would I want them to go out and pull another ORAS on my ass, dude? Fuck that. That was like, ORAS wasn't the worst thing ever, but it definitely didn't do any justice to the originals, and that sucks. This is a way to get people nowadays to be able to even bother looking at something like Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, because a lot of people would turn it down on the fact that it's a 10-year-old DS game. Yeah. Actually, is it closer to 15 now?
2006. 15 years.
Holy fuck, dude. Yeah, so I'm fine with this. This is perfect. It's exactly what Pokemon needed to kind of save its ass from losing its hardcore fans. And then for the people that really want to keep the innovation going, you have the next game, which comes out the year after.
Tell me about it. Ooh.
Arceus Legends. And I think... Or Legends Arceus. I think it's a new series of game they're going to do, which delves into the mythos and the lore of each game. Or each region. I like that. And Sinnoh is the perfect place to start. Sinnoh has some of the most... It has some of the most deep and thought-out lore out of any Pokemon entry. Because the entire game more or less revolves around it. And I know people are going to be like, Sword and Shield... You go fuck yourself, okay? Sword and Shield was very bland and boring. Oh, there was a sword and a shield that helped save the world, but then they disappeared. Oh, it looks like it was a Pokemon, but people were too retarded to remember. But you found it because you found a walk. Oh, but then the king of the past is here now, and he's reincarnated. No, you fucking kill yourself. Your game is shit. Don't actually kill yourself. It's like not a good idea. Either way, game looks really pretty. Almost. I think it's kind of bland. Like the colors are too blended into each other. You know what I mean? Like the backdrop, like the mountains and the paths and the rocks. There's not enough color there in general.
Yeah, there's. I mean, it's just because of volumetrics. You're gonna get that. I mean, it's. I know. I hate it in general, but I do like it. It's a very raw image. You know. I like it. It's very raw. So
they did show off that you can like sneak up on Pokemon and whip a Pokeball at their head, crack their neck, kill them, and then catch them, which is pretty pog.
I know.
The trainers both look really cool. And the one thing that I actually didn't know when I watched this, because the stream crashed on YouTube, so we thought it finished, but it actually crashed, is that it's turn-based battle. It's not just free roam battle, which I was worried about, because this is Game Freak made, so I was very worried Game Freak was going to cheap out and just be like, here's your generic animations as you fight things, and it was going to be like a very simple battle system. I think turn-based was the way to go. It looks more serious as an entry rather than like the cartoon whimsy as I was talking about earlier about some of the older Pokemons. So like the battles are seamless transitions. It looks like when you use attacks, it doesn't go like critical hit, super effective. It just attacks, and you see the health bars.
Was so sleek. I love it. I know.
Yeah, so there's a lot of potential. I'm gonna just be that one guy that's like, well, Game Freak's making it, so it's probably gonna be shit. But I'm also gonna be the one guy that's gonna buy it anyway. That's just how I've been lately with Game Freak. They haven't earned my trust back yet. The fact that Gen 4 remakes are being made by a different company and I literally cried, what does that say about Game Freak?
Yeah.
The cool thing about this, which makes a lot of sense, and I mean a lot, is that your starters are not Pokemon you can find in this region. So the starters are Cyndaquil, Rowlet, and Oshawott for this game. Because someone traveled by boat from outside Sinnoh and is asking you to figure out the Pokemon of Sinnoh. And in return, he'll lend you a really rare and powerful Pokemon, which are your starter choices. Yeah. Obviously, I'm going Cyndaquil. I don't know who wouldn't.
Yeah, he looks so good in this.
He does! And that was another thing that I know people on Twitter were talking about. Cyndaquil actually has his backfires in this, whereas in the other 3D games, they took it out because they're like, well, lore-wise, it doesn't make sense that his fire going on. You fuck yourself, dude. It's a game about magic Pokemon that fit in balls, okay? You've got kids playing with balls, beating the shit out of old people. So, it's fuck your lore and whatnot. It's fine. It looks great. It makes the Pokemon. It really does.
Also, shell looks a little weird. I thought it was...
This is an alpha, so this isn't coming out this year. It comes out end of next year. This is going to be this is almost guaranteed to be their November release for 22. So that's pretty cool. I'm fine with that. I'm very much still on the fence. I don't know if it's going to look good on release. Switch Pro should be out by then, so they'll have more to work with than the normal Switch. So if you own a normal Switch, you're not buying a Switch Pro, this game might look poopy. Just gonna warn that now. But yeah, is this the first game that has Arceus as an obtainable Pokemon without an event?
You tell me, I don't know.
It is, because the event for Arceus in Diamond Pearl Platinum was never officially released. So even then, you need to get the flute, the time flute. So if you don't have... So yeah, no, they've never done Arceus in a main game without an event. You had to get them from an event.
Nice.
Diamond Pearl remakes look very pretty. Developed by Ilka. And then Sinnoh Mythos game looks really cool. Great concept. How it's going to be executed, time will only tell.
Yeah, I'm just noticing the aggressive LODs. I mean, the very obvious LODs with those trees. Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, I was not super enthused during my original reaction when we live streamed it. But I mean, I'm going back through it, and I'm like, we're getting close to what a lot of people probably want. I think the fires are I think this is straight up, like, Breath of the Wild graphics. They just took Breath of the Wild's engine for this. This looks like a mod game. Like, I'm gonna send you the screenshot I've got up on my my video right now.
I hate to say it, yeah, but I know. And Nintendo R&D 1, R&D 2, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like unironically they just got permission to keep this. Look at this. Look, is that not just the fire in the background there from from Breath of the Wild? And then the grass looks like Breath of the Wild textures. This looks like the rock textures they used in Breath of the Wild.
Well, the grass looks a little different.
It looks more clumped up than it does in Breath of the Wild. Because Breath of the Wild, it's more like dispersed out, so you can see through it to find bugs. But this looks like they just doubled down on it. You know what I mean?
I think the color's different.
Maybe. That could also just be a matter of shading and lighting. Either way.
Yeah, obviously every Zelda thing has got little three stick.
Yeah, the battle is still turn-based, which I'm fine with. I'm actually going to play it for a second.
Pokemon allies. Sharpen your skills for both catching and battling Pokemon, and strive to complete...
Yeah, so they do one thing where you see the overlay, and then they do this other shot where they just disabled overlay to be like, look guys, it's so pretty, it's a free roam action Pokemon game, and it's like, well, people are gonna think it's a actual free roam battle system then. No, it's still turn-based. Nothing really changed in that aspect. But yeah, this is gonna be a great way to like discover Sinnoh's mythos without having to read 50 different books in Diamond Pearl and Platinum. Wait, this comes out early 2022, so this isn't their November release.
Crazy, yeah. They don't delay. Yeah, at least, yeah. Something.
Early means, like, first quarter, doesn't it normally? Like, in terms of Nintendo talking early?
I don't know.
I mean, we're probably going to see an April release for this. Holy fuck. That's second quarter, though, so.
Yeah. Maybe
March, even. Either way. That's it for this video. I'm content. I woke up this morning expecting to be kind of let down. I saw leaks last night, by the way, for the Arceus and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl on Twitter with, like, videos and hand cams of the gameplay that we actually saw today.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, there's no way that's real, but I got so excited last night that I did wake up going like, okay, pray to God that was real, and I'm not gonna have a hissy fit over shit games. Yeah. Lo and behold, they're here. A couple things I do want to say. Do not expect all the Pokemon in Legends Arceus. That would be a idiotic and inexcusable thing to expect from them. The game's entire concept is discovering Sinnoh. Yeah. You only have your Sinnoh Dex in it, and maybe even less than the original Sinnoh Dex, which is fine because the game is meant to more be like lore related and a lot more of the story rather than the grinding gotta catch 'em all. Diamond Pearl remakes, I don't know what to expect. They are mainline games. It's our mainline entry for this year. I want to say they'll have all the Pokemon that you can transfer them over into from like Pokemon Home, but I just don't know. I really don't know what they're gonna do. It's not Game Freak this time. It's Ilka. So I don't know if that means Ilka's gonna go all out and finish what Game Freak refuses to finish, or if Ilka doesn't have access to the resources Game Freak did, so they can't do that. Either way, great direct. A lot of games. I think every game they showed in this I'm buying, more or less. What do you think?
There's only 3 games, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Shut up. They don't need to know that. Video's longer than that.
Thanks.
Alright, yeah, if you want more of Matt here, check out his channel. You wanna plug it?
It helps on the back end, obviously. I think it does. I think that's how YouTube. If it first thing was Google, it helps on the back end all the same. But don't watch it; doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. It's in the description, I guess.
Okay. Alright, thanks for tuning in.
Good stuff, yeah.